Alright, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to do cascading style sheets. So there's actually three ways to do cascading style sheets. We're going to this is going to focus on probably the method you will use the most in Foundations of Computer Science, which is internal CSS. So here we have a basic file, which right now, to show you what this guy looks like in a browser. Right now, let's close these other two guys. This is what it does. We have a title and then just simple heading and a paragraph. So it's a pretty bland, basic page, not a whole lot going on. So what we're going to do is we're going to add inside the head tag, we're going to add a tag called style, which is set to a type of text CSS. Now this tag must open and close. Now what's a little bit different here is all of our CSS code is going to go inside the style tag. So CSS coding is a little bit different syntax than what we've seen with HTML. So anytime we're inside this tag, we're in CSS coding land. So we're following the rules and conventions of cascading style sheet coding. So what CSS does, think of it as changing the presentation of your content. So here's our content, which right now is just bland old content. And what we're going to do now is we're going to change this up so that we're changing the presentation of it or the styling of it. So we're going to change the styling of paragraphs. So we're going to use the P tag, the P element. And after that, we're going to use a curly bracket. And what happens is Notepad++ recognizes this and adds that right curly bracket for us. This is a curly bracket. So Notepad++ is adding that right curly bracket for us. I'm just going to go down 2 lines. Excuse me. And what I want to do is I want to set the color to red. So this will should make all paragraphs red text. I only have one paragraph right now anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and resave this page. And I'm going to go back to my browser and refresh it. And what should happen is that should turn red. And it does. Voila. Now I can do some other styling here. I can make the font family. I can make it something like Verdana or Verdana. I never know how to pronounce that. I'm putting this inside a quotation mark just for good measure. So this should change the default font family that's used. So font family is, the default is actually Times New Roman. So there's many different types of fonts. Times New Roman, Arial, Verdana, Helvetica. These are some basic types of font. I'm going to go ahead and resave my page and refresh, and you should see this font look a little bit different when it's done, when it refreshes. We can do other things like font size. I can make the font size maybe bigger by 110%. I'll go ahead and save my page, refresh, makes that text a little bigger. So there's all kinds of things we can do. Now this style is all paragraphs. Again, I only have one paragraph. I can also style H1. I can do that as well. So maybe I want to make the H1 something, I don't know, I'll do blue for H1s. Save my page, go back over here and refresh it, and it makes the heading blue. So all kinds of things we can do with styling, and we can just take this and run with it. It's all kinds of things we can do. So this is just an introduction to how to get started with styling. We could actually, if there's all kinds of effects we can do for rules with CSS. So one of the main things to keep in mind with CSS is this is the element or tag, or tags, in this case it's just one, that we are styling. This is the property, and this is the value. So the property we're changing for the paragraph is color, and the value we're setting it to is red. This property is font family. The value we're setting it to is Verdana. This property is font size. The value we're setting it to is 110%. So one of the big things to keep in mind is the parts of a CSS rule.